So this past weekend I was at an event talking about the tiny house movement, and more specifically my tiny house and the project that I was and still am doing. I spent a lot of the time just kind of explaining myself and why I was doing this project, why I wanted to live in a small house, and kind of what it meant to me. A very common response that I would get from people after I told them that I built this tiny house and that I was going to plan on living it was kind of a mix of confusion and astonishment with the accomplishments that I made. But usually that didn't last very long, and then I'd get some sort of response like, I could never do that, downsizing is so hard, how can you live comfortably in such a small space? You know, things are very valuable and hold family value, how are you going to have those in your house? And so a situation like that turned very quickly negative, even though it shouldn't be. My immediate response or feeling was, why does it seem so strange and a novelty that someone is actually trying to be conscious of the effect that they're having on the earth? It's so strange to me that people don't understand that we actually have to take action and do something about the issues that our world, the planet we live on, is going through. I really don't get how people can find so much value in things opposed to people. We take so much time cleaning up after the things we own and take so much care about the way we go about taking care of these physical, not that valuable material things. And yet we seem to have a real problem caring about other people and being willing to help. There are so many people in the world that are starving and don't have the opportunities that I would say pretty much anyone who's watching this video has. And so it's my job, along with everyone else's, to take responsibility for that and feel a little bit obligated to try and spread a message and be more caring and helpful to people who really don't feel like they have another choice. I find it really interesting how we put so much value on the things that we surround ourselves with, but don't really even think about the effect that those things are having on our experience and the journey that we have. For me, these tiny houses and the tiny house movement are a great way to get involved and be part of a community of people who are trying to make a conscious effort to build a better world. But obviously, if you are going to go and build your own tiny house and live in it, isolate yourself because, you did the right thing, that's not helping either. Part of the problem is that I feel like most people aren't passionate about what they really want. And I understand that can be a challenge finding what you really want. So I'm not saying that, you should feel an unbelievable pressure and responsibility. But when you do find those experiences and projects and opportunities that you really, really love, it's your job, it's your obligation to raise your voice and talk about them and share your experience so that other people can learn from what you've done. Change only happens when you're willing to raise your voice. It's as simple as that. I have not always been the most vocal person, but there are certain things that I really care about. And one of them is making sure that when I leave, there will be a planet that will be able to sustain the people living on it. And also do my best to alleviate poverty, because nobody should be living in poverty with the abundance of food that we have right now. And people just need to become aware, and I don't know exactly how or the best way to do it, but I am trying my best to get a message out there and be open about my own experiences with minimalism, tiny houses, veganism, because that's what I'm really passionate about. If you're really passionate about something else, talk about that, be open about that. But I just feel like there isn't enough communication and awareness about our world and what's happening right now. Like, we have to be willing to put ourselves out there, which is uncomfortable and I really don't like. But change doesn't happen otherwise. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day, and I'll see you in the next video.